Hi, welcome to Excel. Today we'll see how to join the first name and last name in Excel to get the full name. So we can use different types of formulas. It can be concatenate, concat, text join, or you can also use a concatenate operator, which is ampersand. So let's see, the first formula is done for us. Let's double click on this to see what is the formula. The formula is written is equal to concat A7. It refers to cell Julie. A7 refers to the cell value where Julie is there, and then you have double quotation marks with space in between, and then cell B7. B7 refers to Sam. So this is the formula that we have entered, and we got Julie Sam. So let's do this formula again with Steve Ryan. So uh, you have to write the first concatenate. As you type the letters, you get this option, and then just select on the concatenate, and then select the first cell, Steve, and then text one, right? You're selecting the text one, so that is your syntax, and then select text two as Ryan, and then close the parenthesis and just press enter. But there is a glitch here. Here we didn't get the space like how we got here for Julie Sam. So what was missing is that we didn't incorporate the space. Here we have directly used a more simple form of the formula where concatenate the formula and the arguments are text one, text two, text three. So if we need to have to read the name in a better way, we have to use uh, space in between the two full name and last name. And for that, we will give double punctuation marks. Press the space bar and then again put the double punctuation marks and give separated by comma. And now press enter. So now we have got this Steve Ryan. And if you want to get the names for all these people, you just have to copy it by dragging the left mouse handle. So the formula gets copied. Now let's see this one. This we are using concat formula. Now here it is Julie Sam, but here we are using Mr. as a prefix. So why we have used, sometimes we want to address a person as Mr. or a doctor or Mrs. So you can use the prefix as well, even in concatenate or concat, and we can use the spacing as well to join the first name and last name. So let's see the formula here again. That is equal to concat. So, and then select the text. Before selecting the text, if you want to write the prefix, so put it in inverted commas and write M R dot and put it in punctuation marks. So there is a okay, and then put the comma, and after that you select the cell, okay, and then give the spacing in between those two. Again the double punctuation marks, space bar, and then punctuation marks, and again comma, and then press the last name cell, which is Ryan, and close the parenthesis and press enter. So we are getting the same. So for the what we have done is we have entered the prefix MR in double quotation marks and given a comma. So we have included one more argument along with the cell reference. So this will be taken as text one, this will be taken as text two, and this will be taken as text three. So we can copy down the formula by just clicking on the left mouse button and dragging it. So we have this Mr. Jolie, Mr. Steve, Mr. Morris. Now, how do you use the text join? Now, you get the same result with text join as well, but this text join syntax is a little bit different from what we see for concat or concatenate. Concat and concatenate, they have the same syntax. Now, let's go to the syntax of before doing the text join. Let's understand what the syntax tells us. Text join syntax tells us that in the arguments within the parentheses, the first argument is delimiter, the second argument is ignore empty, and then you have text one, text two, and so on. So what is a delimiter? Delimiter is a separator between each text. Now you have in this one, you have used Julie Sam. Now first name and last name, there the space was the delimiter here. So there are different, okay, this is one space as a kind of delimiter now, which is going to separate each text. Now here there are different, if you see in this table, okay, this table we have, you mentioned different types of delimiters where space, hyphen, comma, dot, at, and now we want to incorporate these delimiters in our result. So we have already seen this, like Aaron came here, we have explained it in Julie Sam the same way. So you just have to use a concat or concatenate and put the double quotation marks with space and give the reference cells. So you get this, and with hyphen, when you want to use, like when you want to combine the month with the year, and you want to use a hyphen here. This is an example. So let's see what is written here. It is given text join, and the delimiter is hyphen, comma, 1, and the cells are H19 July and I19 is 24. So we have four arguments here. The first one is delimiter, second one is ignore empty, and the H19 and I19 are the text 1 and text 2. So how did we get this formula? Let's go into the details. So we have understood what is a delimiter. Now, what is ignore empty? Whether to ignore the empty cells or not. Suppose in between, if there is any empty cell between these three cells, when you give a person name has three names, like the first name, middle name, or the class name. And for some persons, there is no middle name and the column is left blank. So if there are any empty cells where there is no data, so in that situation, this text join will work without giving any spill errors or value errors. So you have to write that whether if we have to ignore the empty cells, we have to give the option as true or one. So true or one has to be incorporated in the text join. And remember, in the text join, the delimiter should always be mentioned first, and then the reference cell should be mentioned later. So let us do the text join formula here is equal to text join, and then mention the delimiter. Here we are having the space, inverted commas, press space bar, and then again double inverted commas, and then you press true here. So you've got ignore empty. Yeah, we want to ignore the empty cells, so we'll press true, or you can even write one, and then press text one as T, and Raya comma, and then select text two and close the parenthesis. So this is okay. We have a error here. So let's see where we have gone wrong. Uh, we have a delimiter here. Ignore true, ignore empty, and text 1 and 2. So it's 8, 8, and B8. We have entered minus here in the formula. That was a mistake. So let's correct this now, and now let's press enter. So we got the result. Sometimes there will be some typing mistakes, so please check the formulas when you do this. And now you can just copy down the formula like this. So you can get this full name by using the text join. So any empty cells, it's going to ignore. That's what the text join does. So if you don't want to use any formula and you just directly want to concatenate the first name and last name, you can just do this with using ampersand. So here we have written the first cell A7 Julie, and then use the space within the double quotation marks, and then again an ampersand and B7. So how do we do this? Is equal to, we'll take the cell Steve and then put an ampersand, and because we are not using concatenate, we have to use the concatenate operator, and then put a space there, and again double quotation marks, and then put an ampersand again and refer to the cell B8. So I know need this parenthesis, just enter. So, and you just copy down the formula now. So this is how you use the ampersand. Using the ampersand is a little bit difficult. Uh, it's better to use concat or concatenate, because you don't, the syntax is a little bit difficult for the beginners to remember when to give the concatenate, where to use the commas, or where to use the spacing. Now, these are the different types of formulas that can be used to get the full name. All the formulas look similar, work similar, but there is a subtle difference in the concatenate and concat function and text join. So where does these differ? Let's discuss. And here we have one example, steve@gmail.com. So here we want to concatenate these three cells. So here we cannot use concatenate or text join because we want to select an array. Here it is not that we have to select a cell. We are not going to select an individual cell. So whenever we want to combine an array of text, then we have to use concatenate. So let's see what the formula shows. So concat is, let us say, showing concat H22 to J22. So let's do this formula again. So what we have done is we have written concat, and then we have, and then we can select the first cell, concat, and select the first cell, and from there you drag the mouse. Okay, and then the all the three cells are selected. So this is an array of text, and when you cannot incorporate any delimiter in this function when you're selecting an array, and just press enter, so you get the proper concatenation like this. Now, if you want to use two types of delimiters in one sentence, like here we have apples, comma, banana, and grapes. Here we're using comma and as well as and. So these both are delimiters. So here we have taken text join. We cannot use text join because in text join you can only give only one type of delimiter. Either it can be comma or it can only be sorry, it can only be hyphen. You can only give one type. But in the case of concatenate, uh, in the case of concatenate, you can use any types of delimiters. So what we have done here is we have taken the three cells as reference, and in between we have used comma as the delimiter and end also as the delimiter. So let's see how this is done. So first we'll select is equal to concatenate, select the first cell, and then give comma, and then put double quotation marks, and then put the comma, and then again close it double quotation marks, and again give comma and refer to the cell, next cell, that is bananas, I-23, and then give a comma, and then again you put double quotation marks, and now give a space, and then end, and again give a space, and then put the double quotation marks, and then put the comma, and then select the third one. Now close the parenthesis, and let's see how the result comes. So this is how you can incorporate two types of delimiters. I hope you have understood the basic differences between these three formulas, concatenate, concat, and text join. Though they give similar results, but they are more, you should know like when to use these formulas. When a concatenate will be given more when you want to incorporate more than two types of delimiters. Concat is given only when you want to select a range of array, okay, text of array text, or a range of text you have to select. At that time, you can use the concat formula, and text join is used when you want to give an only one type of delimiter and select multiple texts. So I hope I'm able to clarify all the doubts in this. If at all you have more any need any more clarifications, please put it in the comment section. Thank you for watching.